A package received today with the tuners that I ordered. These are Wilkinsons, or they're supposed to be Wilkinsons. And I ordered one set of 3x3 and two sets of 6 right. And the packaging is identical for each set. There's no distinguishing marks or numbers or labels. It just says machine heads, electric and acoustic, on both sides of all three. They send them in this nice little, what looks like a cooler. This is the second time I've gotten something like this. The Wilkinson bridge came in this. This was bought from River's House on AliExpress. I like these little styrofoam coolers. Now, I guess I'm going to have to look at which ones have the tabs on the opposite side in order to figure out which ones are 3x3. Alright, 6 right. Just going to mark 6 right. 3 by 3. Alright. Now I'll know the next time I go into my parts store to get these things. Won't have to go through this again. Alright. Those go in the supply case. And these will be used right now for Miss Donna. So this brand new set of the Dario strings, these were I think 8.5s. I don't have any more. I only bought 3 sets. The ones I standardized on were 9.5s, and I still have a lot of 10s. Breaks my heart to have to waste a brand new set of strings. But the G string broke when I was stretching. The tuning keys turn. Alright, let's go from there. Turning, 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 no post. Turning. Oh, it goes about a full 3/4 turn before the posts will start to turn. Since I've put these Wilkinsons on all the Telecasters that I put together, I got those 3 sets for, let me think. I have mail. I got those 3 sets for something like $46 Canadian. And they come in the mail here. Canada Post. No customs duties on them. No taxes. Yay. So that's another one of the reasons I'll buy stuff directly from China when I can, even if I find it on Amazon, because of the no duties and taxes that I pay on it, which is always a plus. Because if I buy it on Amazon, they charge me taxes, which here is goods and services taxes of 13%, guys. on everything you buy. So if I buy it direct, it takes the same amount of time to come when it's shipped from China, so it doesn't really matter that way. But if they have it in stock, say Amazon is selling something and I need it fairly quickly, I'll buy it off of Amazon and pay the taxes. When I can wait, I do it the more frugal way, and I leave these string trees a little bit loose so that they can self-align when the strings come under pressure. This one's a little bit looser than normal. I just might tighten that one up. I cut the pips off of these fender style because I don't want to be drilling extra holes trying to figure out where that alignment is with that pip. It's a pain in the ass. So I cut them off, file them flat, and I just let them float. Does the trick. Oh, look at that brand new string. Breaks my heart, breaks my heart. And into the garbage it goes. Alright, I got to get the strings out of the body, and then we'll start to work on the headstock here, getting these things off. I'm being a little bit lucky here. The way it's angled in the back, I would have to take that back guard off again, but just because I can grab them with my needle nose pliers, I'm going to avoid having to take that off. Socket's not deep enough for me to have that locked in. So we just do it that way. These have Donner on the back of them. Donner, not really happy with your tuners. I wonder if only you were able to open those things up and see what was inside. Okay, so the holes are very nice, very clean, both sides. Did a great job on the head. Absolutely beautiful, and nice and satin all the way up. Okay. I wonder if the things are here are the same screw pitch between the Donners and the Wilkinsons, or if they're actually a little different. Let's just check and see. Huh, look at that. These spacer washers from the Donners fit the Wilkinsons. Alrighty. Goes in the hole. Let me see the screws. The screws. Oh, the screws. Another thing I watch when I get these things is that the screws here are tiny, tiny, tiny compared to the screws that came out. So I'm reusing the screws that came with the Donner because they're going to fit the hole best. Because that's where they came from. So there, I put it on just loosely, like that, so that when I flip it over and put all the spacers in, they will align properly for me. Really fine pitch. These 6-in line Wilkinsons have the dual hole on the posts, where you can either use the upper one or the lower one, or the upper one and the lower one to use kind of a locking technique through one, around the top, through the other one, and then wrap it around. You can do it that way. I usually don't do it that way. I usually do it my normal way, wrapping it around, pulling it up, kinking it over so that it locks it in underneath. Does exactly the same job without having to worry about any other locking mechanisms. Okay, let's see if the method to the madness will work. Is that just snug, or yeah? Alright. Don't want to cross thread them. And now you finish putting the screw in, which also just needs to be snug. Alrighty. So with these tuning posts with the two holes in it, you can choose the upper and lower to stagger the string height, whichever way you like to do it. So now I've got to go and find a set of strings that I want to put on this. These buttons are nice to save, the screws and the stuff. And you know, these little spacers and washers that go between the button and the peg, they make you pay through the nose if you want to get some of those. Have you looked those up? Really expensive little bits. I mean, they cost nothing to make, but they make you pay for them. So all that little bit of hardware is useful. I save all these plastic bags things come in, just for when I want to do stuff like this. Okay, so the peg, so loose, that one. It's, I mean, so much slop in it, and look at the top. It spins right out of the gearing mechanism. I tried to get it all the way out, but it won't come out. How they seal these things, I just don't know. Donner, should be ashamed to put your name on pegs like that. Alright, I found a set of 9-42s. The last set of those. Okay, So to set the pegs, I'm going to use the top hole because I get my strings to wind down, of course, like most people do. So I have to set it up so that all the holes are angling out so I can get the wrap around the way I want it. Ooh, that button is loose. Yeah, I just might do a little touch up on these buttons as well with the screwing driver, and let's see. Quite a loose screw. They were all left a little bit loosey. Yes. A more positive feel. Okay, they're all in line. EXL 120 9.5s have a plus 3D on it. And before opening up the strings and touching them all, oh, these things are all trying to get out now. Of course, I made sure I washed my hands to get all of the grease off, so you don't start contaminating the strings before you even get a chance to use them. I use my dishwashing liquid, a good antibacterial and grease cutting formula. It does a super good job of cutting the grease off your hands and not making them feel dry. So the red is A and E is the gold. And I see that lately, I don't know if it's just me, but the Dario has standardized on putting all the colors for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 8 strings in one package. So I guess they're going to use the same packaging now for all of their strings. What did I say? Red and then gold. I start from the high E and work my way up because it's more comfortable that way, since they're going to follow gravity. Whoop. And I'm holding the guitar in this position. And all the other ones are trying to come out again. Got to make sure they're up inside that hole in the back of the bridge. Okay. And I always start with my low E and work my way down the headstock. through the hole. Give yourself a, I always do this. This is the way I was taught by the Martin guy. Give yourself some space. You wrap it around from the outside over the front of the headstock on a 6-in line. Up, pull tight over the top. Now when you start winding that, it is going to lock that string in there. And as you wind, make sure you get your kink in it. And she starts to wind. Stand by for the rest of the strings to be on. Alright, the strings are on. It's in the region for tension, and need to let it sit for a while for the neck to get its arch in, and I'll be back. I had to do a little bit of a nut adjustment here. I remembered that when I put that together last time, I was going to do the final nut adjustment after the strings, and I didn't realize that until they were already on, and did a test, and so that's been done. So now we're just waiting for it to stabilize again. I did adjust the truss rod. I had to adjust the intonation on the B and the E. And she's gonna pretty much be ready for her maiden run on something. So now that I've got these done, I can cut these things off. You know, a 9-string is very thin, and 8s came on here. I couldn't believe that there were 8s. I mean, it's like a strand of hair. Now for safety, I always turn these things over so that I don't get stuck. Because I have gotten stuck. It hurts for quite a while. And I don't like it. Oh yeah, and sometimes I bleed. Actually, I bleed every time, so. Contrary to popular belief, my blood is red and not green. Okay, settle. This is just a follow-up video on changing the tuning pegs on Donna. Thanks for watching it.